got some explaining to do, sister. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I know, don't say anything. I know it's been a minute since the sis has been back on camera, but sis had a little bit of a breakdown. Okay.
Oh my God.
Funny, not funny. And so I feel like this is something that, obviously I'm not the only one who deals with stuff like that. So this is something that I just wanted to sit down and talk about. This video was not planned. So we're just gonna have a little chit chat today. Let's get into it. I'm Brandy. I'm a graphic designer and a health coach. I am not a licensed therapist, okay? I have a licensed therapist, but I'm not one. So this is just me talking about the past 4 or 5 weeks or so and the literal collapse of my mental capacities and what I did to come out of it. So if anything I say you think might be helpful to you, then great, but obviously this is not like medical advice, like see your doctors, see your therapists, but if anything I say is helpful to you, then I am very glad. And let's keep the conversation going. Like, we've been talking about full body wellness for a long time now, and this is something that, you know, we just have to live out as we go day to day, living out our lives. Stuff is going to make us feel like crap, and these are the kinds of things that like a lot of people don't want to talk about, but that's what keeps it so painful and so bad, and that's what makes it so much harder to come out of, is when people don't talk about that. And I'm not about that life, okay? I'm not about that life. Let's talk about it, let's get through it, and let's do better next time, because y'all, we ain't got no instruction manual for this life, okay? So what happened when assisted a little bit more than glitch? Let's see. I glitched, but I glitched real hard. It was a little bit harder than a glitch. I think the last time we left off is y'all already met Scribbles, okay? What is happening? Who is in there? Is it Scribbles? So y'all already met Scribbles. I had gone out of town, I had gone on vacation. It was just like a quick trip. And then I think this was back in like early November. And then when I got back from that trip, it was kind of like, I was just done. Like I could not with my schedule. I have a super intense schedule. So every night except for maybe like 2 nights, I was doing something. I was doing a homework for another class or group, or I was doing stuff for my counseling, or I was doing stuff for, I think I volunteered at church too, and I was getting up at 4:30 to go to the gym. LAC. Yeah. Whether I was tired or not, I was just like I wasn't feeling it. So that should have kind of been like a yellow flag to me of like,
hey, you're kind of starting to burn out a little bit, sis. Like maybe you might want to like pump the brakes a little bit.
But nah, I thought, oh, I already had a vacation. I should be ready to go. Keep this train chugging, right? Oh my goodness, y'all. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So then I'm thinking to myself, well, I have the week between Christmas and New Year's off, so I could just push for like 5-6 more weeks. And then I'll be off, and then I'll be fine. Nah. Also not a good idea. Okay, so see, here's the thing. Here's a little practical tip-a-rooney for you, okay? If you are living your life basically just like waiting for the next vacation, that's not good, okay? I know that this is not good. Take a look at your schedule. If your schedule is like really full and you're just like waiting for the next vacation, waiting for your next break,
Bruh.
not a good idea. It's time to reassess some things. Assist did not do that, okay? And then in between all these other things, of course, I had like my filming schedule and whatnot, but I really started to feel fatigue. Like fatigue, that thing came and just like gave me a solid right hook in the mouth, I think, like 2 weeks after I got back from that vacation. And I was just like, oh snap. And so my sleep started to get messed up, which means my filming schedule started to get messed up, which means my time on the computer started to just really irritate me. Now y'all, so yeah, my 9-to-5 job, I'm a digital strategist, I do graphic design, and so I'm on the computer anyway. And so for me to then get off the computer to then get back on the computer and then like start organizing footage, start editing videos, it was just a lot. Okay, it was a lot. And then on top of that, work just started getting really busy. So, you know, everything ramping up to the holidays, I'm sure if you guys have any kind of crazy holiday schedule, you would know that as things ramp up toward the holidays, stuff just gets busier, like life just gets busier. And I'm just sitting over here like watching this stuff pile up like,
that's real interesting. Like, wonder how all that stuff is gonna get done.
Oh, y'all. And then, you know, you have that like crazy family member who just like comes out of left field when you're like already stressed out, and then you're already just like ready to be done. You're just waiting for that next vacation that's like so close but yet so far away. And then here comes crazy family member out of left field, and you're just like, now where did you come from? Y'all, it was literally an entire mess for a while. I made a decision. There were other factors involved in this decision, but I made a decision that like, just need to stop the social media for a little bit. Just need to just snip it. Just need to just cut it for a little bit. Now I was only planning on staying off of like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and then to devote some time to just prayer, relaxation, and just like chilling out, not worrying about stuff. And I ended up taking a break from like all of those socials, like, and YouTube. I did do a little bit of like video outlining during that month, but man, I was just exhausted. And there were so many like mental and emotional things like going on at the same time. And I was just kind of like, bruh. Time for a sis to take a little break, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, I was just on autopilot. Like my brain was not fully working, trying to keep up with like my groups and my meetings and counseling and all this stuff, which is all, I mean, these are all good things. And I'm grateful for every single one of those things. But y'all know, with as long as I've been doing this stuff, and I think it was like last spring I started talking about, you know, groups I've been in and counseling and all that kind of stuff that I've been doing, I've not taken a break from that stuff. Assist has just been pushing, like literally. I've seen so many benefits from doing that work, digging in deep. I've experienced a lot of growth, but man, just constantly pushing the gas pedal, it ain't the way to do it. I really needed a break, but I was afraid to take a break. Honestly, I was like, oh, if I take a break and I don't have like my little routine, I don't have like my little weekly schedule set up, what if I slip up in an area? What if something happens? What if I backtrack? What if I regress into some like pit of despair or something? You know, I didn't know what I thought. I just thought that like, if I pulled the wrong like Jenga thing out, then like the whole structure was gonna collapse. And that is just not true. Like the structure was collapsing because I was putting too many Jenga pieces on top of the ones that were already there. And so that's also how you lose the game. You know, some people don't like realize that it's really where you're putting the stuff on the Jenga tower that could equally cause its demise. It's not just when you pull the stuff out. But anyway, I remember there were a few weeks in there where like a meeting got canceled or like a group got canceled, and I found myself at home like in the evening, and I was like, oh, like I actually like this. Like, oh, I actually don't have anywhere to be. I'm actually like at home chilling, like in my PJs. You know, so I experienced like a whole new world of like not doing anything. And that doesn't mean, okay, all responsibilities fall to the wayside. No, we ain't tripping over here, okay? We still handling our business over here, I'm just saying. But to work so hard all the time, always doing something,
always reaching the goal,
is not good. Just burnt out, burnt to a crispy crisp in my mind. Unfortunately, my whole schedule with YouTube just got derailed. But that's all right. Assist is here and ready to rock and roll. Right around Thanksgiving time, I started having like a lot of anxiety, a lot of like just strange waves of sadness that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like it seemingly came out of nowhere because I was just, I was kind of like, I think,
oh, I'm good, I'm chilling, like I'm over here, I'm chilling, I'm good.
And all of a sudden, boom, like sis is just like sad, depressed, crying, and just like, oh my gosh, can't go on, blah, blah, blah. It was not good. And so I know over the past months and past videos, I talked a lot about like what a hard year it has been for me in 2023, which actually technically started around Thanksgiving time in 2022. And then that started me on this whole journey in 2023 of just trying to like dig through stuff, you know, that deep emotional stuff, and just trying to work on it. And so 2023 was really hard because 2022 was really hard. 2023 November, it was kind of like this whole journey I went on and all this stuff I started doing to work on myself, and it was kind of like the anniversary of this like really difficult time. And y'all, that stuff came up out of me like, I mean, this is like, I cannot make this stuff up. And so I'm sitting there like, you know, around Thanksgiving time, I'm just like, why am I so sad? And I did not understand. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this happening because of like the season? The 1-year anniversary of like the destruction of all things that I know and love? Like, what? And so I was not prepared for like the emotional fallout. And so of course, you know, I'm on my routine, like trying to do my schedule and whatnot. And I'm talking to my counselor about this, and she's just like, oh, you're grieving. And I'm like, I'm grieving. And she's like, yeah. And I'm just like, bruh, what am I grieving? It's just like, I could not even like wrap my whole brain around it. And so she kind of explained everything that I've been talking to her about for like the past 6 or 7 months. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that is a lot. Like, that kind of is a lot for a person to go through. And so, y'all, I just had to come to a realization. This has just been a really hard time for me. Like, the holidays and, like, Thanksgiving and my birthday and Christmas, it's like all in a row. So, obviously, Thanksgiving is, like, the end of November. December 17th is my birthday. December 25th is Christmas. And then there's, like, New Year's. And so, and I live in Illinois, so obviously it's like freezing cold. So it's like all these things kind of came together, and it's like times that are supposed to be happy and like full of lots of family and like people getting on each other's nerves
all lovingly and in like such a quirky little way.
Like, no, my family was never like that. Like, there was always some kind of conflict going on that was just like really awkward or really weird. If you were to like walk into like a family party or something, like you wouldn't know. It's not like people are just being belligerent with each other. It's just there's kind of like an underlying unrest. And I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I know y'all's families have some form of this at varying degrees, whether it's not as bad or whether it's like really, really bad. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And in addition to that, a lot of my family is like spread across, all live in different states and whatnot. So it is like naturally kind of hard to get together. But because so much of that like underlying stuff like didn't get addressed. But again, it's one of those things where it's like it's underneath the surface. Like nobody's gonna like walk up to you and like knock you out or something. It's like nothing like that. But it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, ooh, like this is my family and I would like to be able to talk to so-and-so about some stuff that's going on, but it's like, can I really do that? I don't know. I don't trust it. And then it just creates a whole new level of like unrest, and it's like really sad. But I am grateful that I have friends, and obviously I have like people at my church and things like that who I can talk to. So I do have that, and I am grateful. But it just kind of sucks sometimes to like have so much underlying family dysfunction and weird awkward dynamics and stuff like that going on. I do have my brother though. Hey brother, you know I love you. So my brother and I, we've been talking about things too, and just like how when we were growing up, how things affected us differently and whatnot. He's my older brother, so he went through a lot much more than I did, but I'm just saying, like, for us to then kind of connect and like share stories and stuff, that has been a real blessing to me, especially when, you know, just throughout our family there's so much of that awkward underlying weirdness. But anyway, all of these things started to kind of combine together, where it was like work was stressing me out, personal life was stressing me out, I was just getting really tired, I was wanting to do more with my YouTube and just didn't have the energy. My workouts were going pretty well, but I would just be like so sad and just depressed and like all of that. Like as soon as my workout was kind of done, it was just kind of like, oh well, there goes like the best part of my day, and just kind of spinning my wheels and whatnot after that. So it was not like the greatest mindset to be in. On top of that, the holidays, like I was saying, and just like family dynamics, that was starting to layer on top of it. And then just like my birthday, I just started feeling like nobody cared about me, which of course was like not true. I had so many people like reach out to me, I had so many people give me gifts and stuff like that, but it was just like, it was like the lead up time to my birthday. I just started feeling like, oh, does anybody even care? And so I started like catastrophizing all this stuff. And y'all, so Sis needed a lot of sleep. Sis needed a break from work. And Sis just needed like some H2O. Like I needed some water. I needed some sleep. Because of course I'm not gonna voluntarily like clear my schedule and, you know, get rest and just sleep in. Of course I'm not gonna do that voluntarily. Sis had to catch a cold in order to get like flatlined. And y'all, so this is last week now. So it was a little over a week ago actually. I actually got like really sick, and you can probably still hear it. I'm like in between filming this, I'm like hacking up a lung still every once in a while. I had to get the 3 tests, the flu, COVID, and strep. And so I get the thing up my nose, they stick a swabby thing down my throat, you know, they're taking my temperature and all this stuff. You know, I had a fever, I had chills, my throat was hurting. I am such a child when it comes to like a sore throat, when it hurts to speak, but then I'm coughing, and then I sneeze, and then my throat is just, y'all, I cannot, even the fever, I was like, okay, not great that I have a fever. I was like, but if I will take the fever, if y'all can make this sore throat go away. Like I was not happy. Anyway, everything came back negative. I didn't have antivid, I didn't have a flu, I didn't have strep, and so I was grateful, for sure, grateful that I didn't have any of that stuff, but then I was like, what the heck do I have? And so Sis was flatlined. Sis was on the couch, didn't go to the gym obviously. I mean, I maybe went 4 steps on Tuesday, but I actually need time to process a lot of the things that I've been learning, especially like in my step study and in counseling, things like that. I actually need time to like live out some of this stuff, because y'all, we can only learn so much. Like I know we want to be smart and like we want to be like smart peeps and we want to know things and whatnot, but we need time to like live this stuff out and to really make it a part of our practice, of our daily practice. It's not gonna stick just because we know stuff. On top of that, my car started acting up. Now y'all, my car is like a whole, I could dedicate probably a 3-part video series I could dedicate on just talking about my freaking car. And I probably will, because guess what? Hyundai, I am coming for you, okay? You see these eyes? Do you see these eyes? I'm coming for you guys, because y'all are out here tripping. But again, okay, bring it in. Bring it in. Comment Hyundai is in trouble down below if you want the video about my freaking car, because I will tell y'all all about it. Comment Hyundai is in trouble down below. if you want that video, and because I will bring it. I will bring it. I will bring all the spice with it too. Okay. All right. So yeah, on top of that, my car started acting up. So this was right before I found out I was sick. I just woke up one day and I was like really tired. I just wanted to get to the gym and my car started shaking. I mean, I'm driving like this. And mind you, this is like 5 in the morning, pitch black outside, and it's freaking freezing. And so I'm in the car like trying to warm up, and then the car just starts shaking. Now this is not like, oh, the car is like a little bit cold, kind of like the car's still warming up. Like, no, my car had been warming up for like 10 minutes while I was getting ready for the gym. So that sucker was warm, okay? So I'm driving and I start going like this. And I'm like, whoa, like what is happening? And I'm just like, you know what? The gym is like less than 10 minutes away. I'm just gonna get there, do my workout, and then, you know, skedaddle on back home. I won't even be on the road. I won't even be on the road 15 minutes, the whole round trip. I'm like, it'll be fine. Y'all, it was not fine. I was terrified. I did my workout. I felt like crap. So I get back in the car. I'm driving home after my workout. The car starts shaking. It literally felt like some giant person, like a giant toddler, okay? It felt like a giant toddler was reaching down out of the heavens and like grabbing my car and just shaking it up a little bit. Like, hey, let's just freak this girl out a little bit. Let's just shake her up a little bit. That's what it felt like. So I make it home and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna be good because I have to go to counseling later on in the afternoon, and counseling is like 30 minutes away. So I'm like, well, if I can make it to the gym, maybe I can make it to counseling.
Bruh.
And see, this is where I know, before you guys say anything, I know. But in my defense, I had already called the dealership. I explained to them the situation. And this is part of the reason why I'm gonna make this video on this car situation, because the dealership, since they know me, they know my car, they know the whole, we have a history, okay? They were like,
We don't have any loaner cars. We can't help you with anything like that. So if you drop off the car, we don't know when you're gonna get the car back. We gotta look at it. We don't know what's wrong, but we're not gonna give you a loaner car. We don't have any loaner cars to give out.
so I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna try to make it to my counseling appointment, and then after my counseling appointment, I'm gonna try to drop off the car. Y'all, I got on the expressway. I stayed all the way in the right lane the entire time. Did not matter. My car was shaking. I thought the thing was gonna either explode or I thought the wheels were gonna fall off. And where my mind was at too, I was already like sad and depressed. I was already on my way to counseling. I was already like starting to not feel like super great. And I was just like, oh no, like we need to be done. We need to be done. So I pulled off the road and I ended up talking to my therapist on the phone because there's no way I was gonna make it 20-25 minutes there. At that point, I felt so terrible. I was stressed. I just started crying. Like I was stressed. It was so bad. At the end of that whole thing, I was like, oh, I'm sick. I'm not just stressed out. I'm not just really, really tired. Like I'm actually sick. Like that whole crying had flushed whatever infection, virus, whatever. It was fully evolved in my system at that point. Like I had erupted in enough tears to just have that sickness like reach its full potential. And I was just like, I'm done. Like I'm done. Like I'm out for the count. I'm done. So I ended up dropping off my car. Ended up finding out I was negative for any horrific germy stuff, but I had something. The car dealership, they ended up looking at my car. They wanted to charge like $250 to change some spark plugs, which was not gonna happen. Wasn't gonna do that. So I have alternative ways to get car repairs done. So I went with the alternative method. Yeah, my car's fine now. The spark plugs are changed. Everything is fine. After my car started running, I just realized like I need to be doing fun things that I enjoy. I need to be putting this stuff into practice that I'm learning. Every time I get in the car, I don't have to be going to like do a life lesson, okay? I don't need to be doing that because I worked myself into like a sickness, and it's like I don't usually get sick, but when I get sick, y'all, sis is out. Sis is down for the count. So I was out for a week. I rested up, and then when I started getting better, went outside, went and saw some Christmas lights. Drove my car, smooth as peanut butter, the car. Smooth peanut butter, not chunky peanut butter. I just had to share this with you guys because I know that we're out here, you know, it's like we want to be stronger, we want to hit goals, we want to be smart, we want to be sassy, we want to be spicy. It's like we want to be strong, and, you know, we want to do all this stuff, but we have to take breaks. Like we have to give ourselves time to just like woosah. We have to actually have time to like enjoy the work and to enjoy the benefits and the rewards of all the work that we've already done. And I honestly haven't been doing that. And so I started feeling a little bit guilty because I'm all about full body wellness and like self-care and all that. But this is a part of self-care, and I think I've said this before, but I really do struggle with rest and like taking prolonged amounts of time that's like just doing nothing, you know? It's like if I could spend 90 minutes just on the couch vegging out versus like 90 minutes doing like a full leg day and some abs, like I'd rather do the full leg day and some abs, but it's like I've been doing that. I've been doing that for like 6 years. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay to take a week off. I mean, preferably not having some unknown respiratory infection, but I think it's okay to just take time off. So y'all, if y'all seriously are struggling, like take it from me, do not wait for God to like knock you on your butt with an unknown respiratory thing. It's not worth it. You're not going to be able to experience full body wellness to the fullest if you are pushing yourself and not taking any breaks. That's actually a good way to hurt yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all three. So don't do that.
Stop it. Get some help.
When the peeps get down and we get down in our routine, we're gonna get down in our routine. But the peeps, we also know when to chill. We know. Okay, we're doing a little too much today. We can say that, we can chill. But guess what I did when I was sick? I watched The Little Mermaid on Disney Plus. You know, the one with Halle Bailey, you know, the Black Mermaid. Believe that. I regret nothing. I thought the movie was great. I thought Halle did a great job. 8 out of 10. I could have done without Eric's song. I don't know what his whole deal was with that song. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining and informative, but I also hope that I explained a little bit about like where I was and what happened, because I do feel like I owe you peeps an explanation. Y'all have been so awesome this past year. I mean, I was just hoping to maybe get 200 peeps subscribed to the channel, and y'all, we are almost at 1,000 peeps. I honestly cannot believe it. Y'all are so amazing, so incredible. So just thank you so much for continuing to come back and watch these videos. Please remember to like the video if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe down below if you're not subscribed already, because I see you when you be watching but you're not subscribed. So just go ahead and subscribe so that we can get to 1,000 peeps. That would be so awesome. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where there are shenanigans going on over there. I am no longer doing my social media fast, so this is the perfect time to come on over and see what shenanigans I'm up to over there. I also post almost daily on my stories, so you can see some of my workout stuff that I do, some of the foods that I eat, and then just some of the random things that I find on the internet. I will post that stuff too. So if you're up for more daily kind of shenanigans, then go ahead and follow me over there. I hope that y'all are enjoying your holidays. I know that the holidays are not always fun for everybody, but y'all, we got this. We're in this together. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts about this video. I will probably just see y'all in the new year. So I love you guys and I will see you next time.